Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be starting another Arkham Horror playthrough, this time a fan-made scenario. Bloodborne, the City of the Unseen. It just came out recently, I think, or updated anyway. 8-part scenario. Let's do it. Starting with some new rules specifically for this scenario, this campaign. This expansion introduces a new type of Chaos token, the Insight token. Insight tokens represent the investigator's growing understanding of the nightmare and its origins as they work to free Arkham from the city of Yharnam's moonstruck legacy. Each scenario begins with 3 Insight tokens included in the Chaos bag. When the Insight token is drawn during a test, its modifier is treated as +1 and draw another token. After the effects of the test are resolved, do not return the Insight token to the bag. Instead, place the Insight token in its designated display in your campaign log. Lovely. If at any point there are 3 Insight tokens in the Insight display, return all 3 tokens to the Chaos bag and mark +1 level of recognition in your campaign log. Is there a slot for that? Good lord, this thing's freaking out. We'll make do. We'll always make do. Recognition. Investigators accrue levels of Insight during the campaign. Their recognition level will slowly increase. During the setup of a scenario, you may be instructed to check the total level of accrued recognition in your campaign log. This may require you to perform additional setup steps, such as softening a disc, yada yada, before you are able to begin play. Meeting certain recognition levels may also unlock additional story choices during gameplay, but beware, your investigators may regret their decisions to see the nightmare in greater clarity. Yada yada. During scenario setup, players may be instructed to add a number of cards from the Hunters of Yharnam. This encounter set contains unique enemies that the investigators may come into conflict with over the course of their travels and is represented by this icon. When the investigators are instructed to add cards from this set to the Mythos deck during setup, set aside both copies of a Polite Exchange and shuffle the remaining cards of the set together before drawing the instructed number of cards without looking at them. Then add those cards to the encounter deck without looking at them, along with both copies of a Polite Exchange. Oh, I see what they're talking about. When a scenario ends with a Hunter of Yharnam enemy in the victory display, do not return them to the encounter set. Instead, return them to the collection, as they are considered to be permanently defeated for the rest of the campaign. Spoils. Each enemy in the Hunters of Yharnam encounter set has a bonded player asset or event card that is indicated as their spoils. If a Hunter of Yharnam enemy is in the victory display at the conclusion of a scenario, one investigator may choose to add that enemy's specific spoil cards to their deck as a reward for defeating a fellow Hunter, before returning the Hunter of Yharnam enemy to collection. Cards earned as spoil do not contribute to the size of the investigator's deck. Key, we already know how keys work, yada yada. Swarming, we already know how swarming works. The swarming X keyword represents a pack of enemies. After an enemy with the swarming X keyword enters play, place the top X cards of your deck face down underneath the enemy as swarm cards without looking at them. They are considered to be copies, and you can overflow damage to them, yada yada. Alert, if you fail at an evade test, it attacks you, and story cards, yada yada. Campaign, yes, 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 we are doing standard. And prologue. The summer of 1926 made for a particularly balmy human affair for Arkham, Massachusetts. An hour up the coastline from Boston, Arkham is best known for its historic brick row houses and granite rooftops, built to insulate their occupants against the harsh New England winter. Sadly, this insulation did nothing to ease the suffering of its overheated citizenry during that year's unprecedented heat wave. With few options to stand against the heat, the most popular recourse an average citizen could take to battle the inclement weather was to disregard the long-standing city ordinance to bolt down their doors and windows at night and attempt to sleep with the faint hope that the elements would deliver a gentle, cooling breeze through their homes even for a moment. When autumn came and brought with it a merciful return to the usual cool New England temperatures, the staff at St. Mary's Hospital had reasonable ground to believe that the increase in the volume of incoming patients was simply the inevitable result of Arkham's irresponsible summer sleeping habits. These patients complained of night terrors and of sleeping through entire days to wake up covered in their blood-laced vomit, and these patients were prescribed chicken soup, exercise, and routine arsenic compound injections? Oh, times were simpler in the 1920s. Feeling sick? Here, have some arsenic. Symptoms worsened, and no shit, symptoms worsened, and reports began to appear of men found dead in their beds after week-long bouts of dreaming, as did the violent, bone-shattering seizures of those under observation at the St. Mary's Hospital sleep ward. St. Mary's staff proved unable to handle the severity of the inexplicable disease and could only watch as their patients deteriorated into shells of their former selves, moving only to reach sticky red bile from their bangs. Despite their attempts at controlled treatment and swift action, Ockham's medical community has found no lasting solution to the spreading of this disease. It is now mid-November, and local rumors say that the board of directors at St. Mary's may advise the mayor to enforce the citywide lockdown as early as the first week of December to battle what they are now calling an epidemic. You sigh miserably and twist the radio dial, having no interest in hearing yet another news broadcast about the sleeping disease. It's the only thing you've heard on the news report for weeks now, and you know very well there will be no lockdown, not with only weeks remaining before the holidays. You turn the knob through the channels of static, passing through the tail end of a radio melodrama, then a student broadcast about the incredible, dull-sounding arts of the Scythian Steppes exhibition at the Miskatonic Museum, and then a channel of premature Christmas caroling before you finally settle on a station playing moody orchestral jazz. You always did like to doze off to things like this. Proceed to fall asleep. Oh my god. Asleep in player order, each investigator chooses and read aloud one of the dream entries below that applies to that investigator. If any investigators share the same dream, they may read it together. If a player in the campaign is playing an investigator not listed, they may choose a dream not already listed. Once all the investigators have read entry, proceed to intro 1. Okay. Oh, well, goddamn. Who are we? Lily, Chen, and Patrice. Goddamn. I should have looked ahead and picked people in the same thing. Okay, this is good. There's Lily. There's Patrice. Okay, we're good. I swear I didn't do that. A dream of loss. You find yourself alone in a dark, quiet place. Your relationship with the metaphysical world has been cultivated over many years of prophetic dreams and occult study. Because of this, you can immediately identify the telltale signs of the situation you are in as supernatural that there is no way to be sure in what way just yet. You are strangely bereft of your usual abilities, and with some frustration, you search through the pitch-black darkness to ascertain what is happening to you. After what feels like hours of searching, your fingers brush against cool glass, the window of an oil lantern. A warm glow illuminates from between your hands as you turn it on. You're in a large stone room, and you deduce that you are likely underground if the twisting roots that protrude from the cracked ceiling above you are any indication. You can make out the shape of a dais in the center of the room, upon which you discover the waxen remains of long-melted candles. Slowly and carefully, you extract what usable candles you can find from the dais and begin to light them. Illuminate in full, the center console you sit at the foot of bears a long slab of carved slate atop a flight of stairs. You had already suspected, but you're almost certain now that this place must be a kind of tomb. Curiosity takes hold of you and you begin to scale the platforms. Inside the open coffin lies the desiccated corpse of a woman. She is impossibly tall and dressed in luxurious white silks, the same color as her dry, blood-drained skin. Her hands have been bound at the wrists, locking her into a pose of eternal prayer, and her sunken, milky eyes stare half open into nothingness. The state of her midsection is significantly more distressing than the rest of her body. Carved open and scraped bare, you think that it's likely that the enormous cavity of her hollowed-out abdomen was most likely created post-mortem, as the fabric of her dress around the opening has been stained red with blood. Fresh blood. Not the sort you would ever expect to find in a bone dry, withered corpse like this. Your brow furrows at the troubling juxtaposition, and you step away from the casket to make your way back down the flight of steps. You reach the bottom, and the bound corpse is standing at the top of the stairway, ripped lace hanging limply around the void of her stomach. She stares directly at you, and her eyes pierce straight to your core as she reaches both of her shackled hands toward you, palms outstretched. You reel back in shock, and the ground gives way underneath you as your heel catches a groove in the stonework. The dais, the room around you, the candles, the woman, all of it crumbles around you, and you fall screaming into black, inky darkness. You fall with a loud thud on the floor of your room, waking with a start. You taste copper in your mouth and you realize for the first time that your face and chest are covered in blood. From your place on the floor, you find that the simple act of lifting your arms to pull yourself to your feet is far too taxing for you to manage. You attempt to call for help, but your voice does not come. All you can do is lie here, inert, hoping that someone will come to your aid. This is why we have Life Alert, people. Just clap, clap, Life Alert, you're done. Anyway, oh my lord. Intro 1, St. Mary's Hospital. You spend the... Oh my lord, there's so much text. I need to get a drink of water. I'm back, baby. You spend the next few weeks at St. Mary's Hospital, flitting in and out of consciousness. Another victim of the strange sleeping sickness has taken Orcam in its grip. Your dreams continue to be harrowing, each one more grotesque than the last. You fight against the illness as best as you are able, but you feel the extent of your limits diminishing every day. One afternoon, you are wheeled into a modest, well-decorated office, along with several other coherent patients. The slim, manicured man you meet inside introduces himself as Dr. Romeo Stallone, an Italian national and the recently appointed director of St. Mary's Department of Sleep Disorder Study. To live nearer to my wife, he explains, gesturing to a famed photograph on his desk. If an investigator in the campaign is playing Monterey Jack, Ursula Downs, or has the mescatonic trait, I don't believe we do. No. We don't care about your wife. But that is neither here nor there, he continues, clearing his throat. We must address your continued care with urgency. The disease from which you are suffering is a death sentence, and I do not think it will do any of us any good to pretend otherwise. The silence in the room is deafening, as the finality of the doctor's statement makes its desired impact. That is, if we do not act quickly, I believe that I can offer you a lifeline away from this terrible fate if you're willing to give me your trust. You ask the doctor why he feels so confident that he can help you when the hospital has been unable to help so many others people afflicted with the disease. We did what we could for those poor people with the resources we had available, he sighs. At the time, it was not enough. I dare say that our research has progressed and borne fruit, and I believe that this, at least, will make it so that the sacrifices were not in vain. With hesitation, you ask the doctor what kind of treatment he has in mind. A blood transfusion, he replies, his eyes twinkling with unsettling confidence. You consider the doctor's offer. While blood transfusion has been into successful practice for over 100 years, there is still much behind its science that needs to be fully understood. You've heard many stories of bots and their long-lasting painful effects. You ask the doctor how blood transfusion could be the key to solving this epidemic. Oh my god. Like, just because Edge of the Earth had like 18 paragraph storylines doesn't mean y'all have to make it. And it doesn't stop. Oh my lord. Okay, let's do it. Our laboratory has engineered a unique compound that we have confirmed can isolate, combat, and consume instances of the disease with consistent success, he explains. I believe that if we treat you with this compound, your immune system will be able to combat the virus with ease. You begin to ask what is so special about this compound if you are to serve as his guinea pig, but he waves a hand in front of his face to stave off your questions. Perhaps you think this is too good to be true. You are correct. Our experimentation has only been successful in a vacuum. As this particular pathogen only targets the human body, we have had no opportunity to test the compound in a live environment, so to speak. Until now, of course. As of now, the compound is an unpatented substance, and I must treat its contents as a dearly guarded secret for the present. The medical field is quite competitive, and I'm sure you understand. I actually don't. In any case, we can treat any illness with an otherwise untested substance in good faith unless you are unwilling to sign an affidavit of consent. Without it, we may lose the opportunity to save your lives and end this horrible epidemic. I ask you, will you consent to undergo the transfusion so that we may cure your illness and bring history together? You're beginning to see the greater picture more clearly. The doctor is as interested in making a legacy for himself as he is in curing you. But at least that means his desire to resolve this epidemic is genuine. Still, an untested compound without any guarantee of what is used in it, there is a lot about the doctor's offer that doesn't feel above the level. The investigators must decide. Consent to undergo the transfusion. It could be your only chance to survive this mysterious illness. Proceed to intro 2. or reject Dr. Stalone's offer? How can you trust someone who won't share information as simple as what your medicine is made of? Proceed to intro 3. Fine, we'll consent, Doc. Proceed to intro 2. The doctor clasps his hand together with delight and distributes several copies of a lengthy typed document to you and the other patients. I am truly grateful for your trust, friends, he beams. If you have any concerns about red tape, I will be happy to have the staff point you toward the appropriate resources once this is all taken care of. But for now, please treat yourselves kindly. Remain calm and keep your spirits high. We will commence the first round of the treatments this evening. Your attendants wheel you out of Dr. Stalone's office one by one, and the rest of your waking hours are spent in anticipation and preparation for what impending treatment. After everything you've been through, you aren't about to let a simple sickness be the thing that takes you out of the fight. Later that evening, you are surprised when the doctor and his aides arrive at your room rather than transporting you to an operating table. We imagine you will be here for quite some time as the treatment continues. Keeping your operation mobile allows you to remain safely in bed and allows the hospital to use the surgery ward without interruption. Business as usual, yes? The doctor says in a pleasant voice as he attaches the first of several bags of red blood to a sleek, modern-looking intravenous stand. He rattles the nozzle of the nitrous mask he's prepared for you and affixes it gently to your face. You begin to drift away. Dr. Stalone's comforting words sending you off to sleep. I promise you, this will be over before you know it. You will look back on this and it will be only a bad dream. In your campaign log, record the investigators consented to Dr. Stalone's experimental blood transfusion. Okay. Probably a bad idea. Add a cultist token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign. Proceed to intro 1. The hunt begins. And another wall of text. Scenario 1. The hunt begins. A cold night wind blows through the moonlit clearing, bringing you back to your senses. You've been standing at the base of a flight of stone steps for some time, vacantly watching a thick blanket of fog grow through the quiet English garden. Milky white flowers grow unattended at your feet, having long ago grown past their small neglected pots to conquer most of the garden grounds. Seated on a small brick terrace to your immediate left is the figure of a woman in a woolen shawl and riding bonnet, her hands folded primly in her lap. Something about her unnatural stillness unnerves you. You call out to her cautiously, but there is no response. You gather your courage and attempt to rouse her. Thankfully, the woman is not unwell or dead, but you discover that she is not alive either. Your eyes linger on the socketed line that rings her neck and the ball joints of her fingers as you realize that the woman is an oversized doll. With a mixture of both annoyance and relief, you wonder who would leave such an odd thing in a place like this. You recall your last memories of lying in your hospital bed as Dr. Stalone prepared to begin his transfusion treatment. You wonder to yourself if this is a dream or perhaps even the afterlife. Perhaps that would explain the presence of several other patients from the St. Mary's sleep ward standing about the grounds, each of them in as much of a haze as you imagine you had been. Several of the other sleep ward patients have begun to rouse and eventually join you at the base of the cottage steps, and you find that each of you was subjected to the same experimental treatment by Dr. Stalone. For the first time since you found yourself in this place, you realize that at the top... For the first time since you found yourself in this place, you realize at the top of the stone steps is a small cottage, that its windows are lit and its front door is open. You swallow the trepidation growing in your gut, and together you and the other patients climb the steps to the cottage doorway. Inside you find a small single-room residence containing nothing but scattered books and craftsman's tools, along with a crackling fireplace that does little to warm the cottage's interior. Seated across from the fire is an elderly fellow in an old-fashioned wheelchair. His clothes are stately but threadbare, and you imagine the silk top hat he wears must be nearly as old as he is. A wool blanket is spread over his legs to fight against the chill. He cocks his head to the side once he realizes he is no longer alone. Company, is it? Come in, says the man, beckoning you closer to the fire, a wave of the cane kept across his lap. You'll catch your death of cold out there in the fog. You gather around the mantel, and the old man smiles and stokes the crackling fire with the tip of his cane. You must be the new hunters. It's not often that we receive any other kind of visitors. I welcome you to the hunter's dream. I am Gurman, a friend to your kind. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, I presume. Confused about who you are, why you're here, Gurman chuckles. My advice is you not think too hard about all this. Fate has brought us together, and we should thank whichever gods conspire to grant us this opportunity. He waves his hand once, and suddenly a gaggle of mewling gray creatures appears at his feet, struggling to hold several items aloft in their tiny, hideous fingers. Your gift, he says dispassionately, his expression a mixture of grandfatherly kindness and complete inscrutability, to celebrate our newfound rapport. Your eyes pass over the wretched creatures and their offerings. Take your time, young hunters. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you are welcome to these gifts and more as long as you call this place your home, he says, leaning forward on his cane to wink at you conspiratorially. You may even make use of the doll, should it please you. Find the 6 chords from the Guidance Player chord set. Saw, Cleaver, Hunting Pistol. Here we go. And display each of them in the play area. Each investigator must choose one of these chords to add to their deck. It does not contribute to the deck size. During the setup of Scenario 1, each asset from the guidance set that is part of the investigator's deck begins in play. Remove each guidance chord not chosen by an investigator from the game. Ooh, we get toys. We get the Saw Cleaver. Fight, you get +1 fight and deal +1 damage. That's always nice. Double action exhaust, you get +1 fight and deal +2 damage with this attack. Saw Cleaver occupies 2 hand slots until the end of the round. Not bad. The Art of Quickening, you get +1 evade but -1 health. When you succeed at a test by 3 or more, exhaust this. You may immediately take an action as if it were your turn. Okay. Madman's Knowledge, you use 0 charges, +1 lore but -1 sanity. When you draw an insight token, place 1 resource from the token bank on Madman's Knowledge as a charge. Spend up to 3 charges and exhaust Madman's Knowledge. Draw that many cards. Seems good, but like, what are the chances that one character is going to draw 3 insight tokens to be able to draw 3 cards? Oh, we only need 1, but still. The pistol uses 1 ammo. Replenish this ammo at the start of each round. Spend 1 ammo fight. You get +2 fight and deal +1 damage for this attack. Before chaos tokens are drawn during a fight action with hunting pistol, take a damage. This attack does 1 additional damage if successful. Lunenmauer Fleet Keepsake, +1 will. When investigate your location, draws a treachery card from the encounter deck. Discard this, cancel the card's revelation effect. And the Gatekeeper's Messengers. Max 2 to limit per round. Revelation. Reveal the top cards of your deck. Really? So a revelation isn't here? Yeah. Top 3, shuffle each weakness revealed this way back into your deck and draw another card to replace it. Choose one of those cards to discard, 1 to draw, and 1 to attach to this card. Afterward, place both Gatekeepers and Messengers and its attached card at your location. As a fast action, any investigator other than its bearer at Gatekeeper Messenger's location may add its attached card to their hand, shuffle this back into... I think Lily is definitely going to get the Saw Cleaver. That seems fine. And we'll give Patrice the hunting pistol. What are these resources for? Okay, these are removed from the game. The hunt begins. With some amount of ceremony, Gurman taps the tip of his cane on the stone floor once you have thought your choices through. Very good. Now take heart. The moon is close, and it will be a long hunt tonight. If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek out Odin Chapel. I'd say it's the perfect place for hunters such as yourselves. The moon's brightness in the garden outside wanes suddenly, and you can feel your feet give as the ground slips away. You hear the old man Fading's voice as you fall from sleep. Oh, don't you worry. Remember what was said. Whatever happens, you may think of it as merely a bad dream. And we're still not done. Oh, there are reasons. The hunt begins 3. You awaken to the dull, rhythmic sound of dripping. You're in a sick room, but not the one you recall from your stay at St. Mary's. The walls surrounding you are shabby and water-stained, as is the antiquated medical equipment. The source of the dripping noises, you pull yourself from the hospital bed and notice a small picture frame face down on the floor of your bedside. A knot forms in your gut as you reveal the other side. It is a familiar portrait of a smiling couple with a handwritten note in the corner that simply reads, "I love you, Romeo. Forever yours, Yuri." Just as you process your growing dread, you hear the low, guttural sound of the growling from the next room. Though the door has been barricaded shut, you can see shadows and movement from behind the glass. Whatever is moving around in there has noticed you, and you only have a moment to decide your next action. Proceed to setup. Yay, we're here. Gather cards. Okay, that's the encounter deck. Shuffled. Only 17. Randomly select one of the copies of First Floor Examination Room, Moonlit, Backstreet, and Ominous Pirate and remove them from the game. Although we don't have Moonlit whatever in play yet. Okay, put the following locations into play for. Okay, we just not in play yet. Each investigator begins at First Floor Sick Room. Put one barricade token into play between First Floor Examination Room and First Floor Sick Room. One barricade token into play between First Floor Examination and Hospital Courtyard. Boom. Take one copy of Scourge Beast from the set-aside Beast Encounter and put it into play at First Floor. That's already there. Boom. When constructing the Act deck, shuffle both copies of Act 2A together without looking at the reverse side and remove one copy from the game. Set this out of play, set this out of play. Okay. Shuffle and choose one. We don't choose, it's random. Why does that look so much bigger than the agenda? I don't think they're lined up right. Anyway, barricades in Yharnam. In this scenario, barricades have been set up around the various streets of Yharnam. Each barricade is represented by a resource token placed between two locations. Barricades block the movement of investigators along that path. If there are one or more barricades directly between two locations, investigators cannot move from one of those locations to the other, even if they are connected. Barricades can be removed using an ability printed on act cards throughout the scenario. The more barriers between the two locations, the more time such an ability must be used in order to clear the path. When a hunter enemy moves after determining which investigator it moves towards, it follows the shortest path not blocked by barriers. If no such path exists, cancel that enemy's movement and remove one barricade. Okay. Okay. It's been like half an hour, but we are finally ready to begin. Actually, no, we're not, because we still have to do the act and the agenda. Okay, whatever. Agenda 1A, the hunt begins. Woken with something of a nightmare, have you? A foul, murky story, quite beyond your own reckoning. Won't that be something to tell the grandkids, eh? Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good, you know. It's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. For the purpose of determining where hunter enemies move during the enemy phase, beast enemies move as if blood-drunk enemies or investigators, and then vice versa. Force, after the hunter enemy's move step of the enemy phase, each ready blood-drunk beast deals its damage value to each beast enemy at its location, and then the reverse. Okay, is this a beast or a blood-drunk? It's a beast. Act 1A, Moonlight Revival. You recall Gurman mimicking the exact words that Dr. Saloni used before you woke up in this dusty sick room. Whatever happens, you may think of it all as a bad dream. That could explain the ominous growling from the next room, or why you still have the old man's strange gift in your hands. However, you're beginning to suspect things won't be that simple. Investigators may spend 2 clues to remove a barricade that is blocking the way. If each investigator is at the hospital courtyard, they may spend the requisite amount of clues as a group to advance, which is 4. Also, the doom threshold is 8. Okay, let's do our mulligans. 5, get you out of here. 6 Sense is nice. Cash is okay. Keep Glory. Ditch you. What's this, a 3? It's probably fine. We can probably ditch this for now. Maybe get something better. Talisman and Initiate. Okay. Could be better, could be worse. And Patrice. She gets Violin, Madame Lachance. Take court. I think we're going to keep her Violent. How come this thing doesn't... The custom cards ignore the snap points for some reason. I think we're going to keep Patrice's Violin. No, I don't think we're going to keep that. I think we're going to ditch everything. See what we get. Flashlight is nice. Scavenging is nice. Ward is okay. Ward is actually terrible because we're not going to get a encounter this round. Premonition is good. Deny existence is fine. Okay. Now we are ready to begin after almost 40 minutes of intro. That is... Good Lord. And we've got 4 acts. Like, oh Lord, this scenario is going to drag on. Act instructions. Choose one random act. Thank you for that game. Let's do it. Okay, does this thing have Hunter? Yes, it does. Since it has Hunter, we are definitely not going to go this way. We're going to let it just attack. Oh, we need to... They put a lot of effort in this mod, apparently, so let's read all the flavor text, shall we? First floor, sick room. A square, squat room. A cellar room promotion. Drab to the soul. Drab to the very daylight. Plasters astray in a natural-looking tinware. Scissors are lent in apothecary drawers. W.A. Windling waiting. Okay. 3 shroud, 4 clues. Place 1 doom on a card you control. You may heal 1 damage and 1 horror from any cards under your control limit once per game. The sick room you've awakened is an eerily silent, save for the monotonous dripping sounds of intravenous equipment. Okay. Let's let Lily go first, shall we? First action, emergency cast. 1, 2, 3. Second action. 1, 2, 3. Play that 6 cents. Third action. Let's investigate. We're only up 1. Do anything bad happens if we fail? On a blood drunk. That's not blood drunk. If you fail, place a barricade token. It's whatever. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. X is the total printing cost of those discarded cards. I mean, up 1. Can you commit something? Oh, you have a flashlight. That's very good. We could premonition this. Premonition this is probably fine. Yeah, we're going to premonition this. So, next chaos token is a -2. Okay, so we're going to investigate. We're up 1. And we'll commit a ward of protection to be up 2. We reveal this. It's a -2. Done. Got a clue. Okay, that is it for Lily. Next, Patrice. Short supply. Discard the top 10 cards of your deck. Let's go weaknesses. 1, 2. Is this a... No. 8, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Those were some very unfortunate pulls. Both my Sears catalogs. Both resourcefuls. Both look what I found. And a drawn to the flame. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, Patrice's turn. This gets discarded. First action, 1, 2. We're going to flashlight. Boom. Oh, they changed the tokens in the new mod. That's neat. Second action. That's scavenging, shall we? And third action, we're going to investigate using flashlight. So now we are up 1. And we'll commit this to be up 2. Let's do it. -3. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And that is it. So upkeep. Lily gets a Guts. Patrice gets her Idol. Exploit weakness. Draw into the flames of the upgraded flashlight. And take heart. That is slightly annoying. But first, this would have hunted, so it gets rid of this. And then Doom goes 1 out of 8. Who is the lead? We'll make Lily the lead. Counter chord. You get place Blood Drunk in your threat area. You get -2 to fight and -2 to investigate. Test 3 will. If you succeed, to score this. If you fail, reduce the difficulty of this test by 1 to a minimum of 1 until the end of the round. And Patrice gets attached to your location. As an additional cost to leave this location, you must either spend 4 resources as a group or place 1 Doom on the agenda. Once this cost is paid, discard this. That's annoying. Okay. What the frick are we doing? We're going to let Patrice go first. Patrice is going to draw into the flame. Draw the top card and counter deck. Test 3 will. If you fail, place the Sweet Sentry in your threat area. You get You get -2 skill value during evade actions against humanoid enemy in play game. You get -2 skill value during evade actions, and each humanoid enemy in play gains prey. You 2 actions to discard. Okay. So we're currently up 1. I don't really want to discard that. That's a really good card. We'll commit a take heart to this. We're up 1. We fail. Discard. Well, not yet. We discard the top X cards. Discard top 2 cards of your deck. 0, 1. -1. We actually succeed. So this goes away. We gain 2 clues. Second action. Second action, we're going to play Idol. Did we play Idol? Yeah, we'll play Idol. And third action, we're going to test this thing up 1. Yeah, just up 1. -2. Wait, maybe not. We just scored 2 cards. We got rid of a weakness. It does not say, yeah, keep a weakness. Oh, yeah, by the way, she got through the gates, which is good. So we did fail, but that's fine. So now it's only a 2 test. Okay. Next, it's Lily. First action is going to be to do this thing, which is very annoying. Because I wanted to move fight. Or move fight. Yeah, I don't think we can move fight. We get -2 to the fight test. So we're at 4, we're at 5, we'd be even. Yeah, we can't do that test even. So, we're currently up 2. That should be fine. Cultist. -2. Perfect. Discard this. Second action. I mean, we're going to have to do that eventually. So we're going to do that and place 1 Doom on the current agenda. And this gets discarded. This gets engaged. And last action, we are going to fight it. We're up 4, 5 to 3, up 2. Got it. That deals 2 damage. That is it. Enemy phase. He bites me for 1 and 1. Ow. Upkeep. You get a Shannon Blade. Very nice. These go away. The mod has not scripted that yet. You get upkeep. Take card. Water Protection. Improper 2 Barrier. Madame Lebranche. And the other Improper 2 Barrier. So, Doom goes to 3. Lily gets. Place this in your threat area. Action to maintain composure. At the end of your turn, if you did not perform the above action, deal 1 damage and 1 horror to another investigator at your location. If you cannot take 2 damage or 2 horror, then discard this. You get put action inflict into play. Everything's in my threat area. You get -1 health and -1 evade. You must discard the top card of your deck whenever another card enters your threat area. Test 3 will, if you succeed, discard this. Okay. I don't really want a Water Protection this, because we're pretty decent at doing this. Okay, we're going to let Lily go, Patrice go first. I have no icons in my hand. Okay, we're going to investigate using the flashlight. We're at 1. We are up 1. Commit a warrior to be up 2. Do it. Got the clue. Even. Okay. Second action. We are going to test this thing. We're currently up 1. With nothing to commit. Up 1. Minus. I am just blowing through my deck. -2. We have not drawn. Whatever. Do it again. Up 1. Minus. The number of beasts in play. -1. So this is discarded. Perfect. Oh, I needed to move. It's fine. We're going to fight this thing up 2. Got it. It is dead. We're going to fast out a glory. Draw 2 cards. Water Protection. Doomed! By the way, Lily has doomed. Take 1 horror. In your campaign log, write Doom approaches. Lily is not going to make it to the end of the campaign, I think. I sure hope I can find another fighter who does good. Next, we're going to maintain composure. And last, we did not even open up this thing. First floor examination room. The atmosphere suggests a trail of a ghastly druggist. Dressings and lint on the table, on the long lean table. Who are they for? 4 shroud, 4 clues, test 4 book. If you succeed, you identify several usable tinctures among the shelves. Remember that you have acquired a tincture of either here. Otherwise, take a horror. Okay, fine. And we are going to 1, 2 to come. We're going to guts this investigation, so we are up 2 to this. It should be fine. Hey! That was in fact fine. We get a clue. And upkeep, because there are no enemies in play. Scrying. Nope, that's not how you work. Oh, we got one watcher from another dimension. Perfect. Okay, so Doom takes up to 4 to 8. Encounters, Lily gets. That thing again. Patrice gets test 3. If you fail, put this in your threat area. As an additional cost to make move actions, you must choose and discard a card from your hand. At the end of your turn, test 3 will or agility. If you succeed, discard. So we're currently up 1. We have nothing to commit except for the violin, which I do not want to add. Which I do not want to commit. -4. Amazing. Okay. So I think Patrice is going to 1 go down here. 2, we both need to be at the courtyard because we don't have enough clues. Although we do have this. No, we don't. 2, I think we're going to try to test off the Blood Drunk. Of course, that means I can't play the violin. No, we're going to play the violin. 2, play the violin. We don't have the hand slot for the violin. And I don't think I want to get rid of... I could get rid of the flashlight. No, not until I trigger it with the other flashlight. Up 1. Yeah, I think we're going to commit the flashlight to the Blood Drunk to be up 2. Cultist, -2. Got it. So this is gone. And last action, we're going to move into the courtyard. Gray, quiet, old. Where life and death have friendly chauffeurs meet. 2 shroud, 2 clues. At the end of the round, if this courtyard has no clues, replenish the clues to this maximum. Action, search the top 6 cards of your deck for an item or supply card and draw it. Shuffle your deck. Limits once per investigator. I assume that's per game. And now it's Lily's turn. Lily, first action, move. Second, I don't think she's going to maintain composure. I think she's going to heal a little bit. She's going to take 1 direct horror to lose 3 horror. That's there. And we can advance at any time. We are going to do it. 1 person keeps 1 clue. It does not matter who. So, act. Welcome to Yornum. You've heard strange high-pitched noises every so often in the distance for a while now, but you've been far too challenging to identify with any certainty beneath the near-incessant ringing of the city's church bells. Once you force the courtyard gates open, there is a pause in the ringing just long enough for you to sound with clarity. There's no mistaking it. It is the angry shriek of some kind of creature, one that is either very close or very large. Refresh all clues. Each investigator loses all their clues. Okay, did not matter. Remove each clinic from the game, placing any victory point locations clear of clues among those cards in the victory display. Okay. Win it. Put the set aside randomly selected Moonlight Backstreet and Ominous Pyre locations into play. Is this stuff? No. Oh. Act 2 locations. Does it do it? What the fuck? What is going on? Submit? You cannot submit with any selections. What does that even mean? Hello? No objects are placed. Okay, just take these out the bag then. Moonlit back streets. Moonlit back streets, okay. Central Yonam Promenade. Ominous Pyre. Does it say here? Ominous Pyre. Okay, so this gets shuffled, one gets gone, this gets shuffled, one gets gone. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. So, then shuffle each copy of Elderly Huntsman and Gleeful Atrocity into the encounter deck. Oops. I assume that's just this thing, along with the encounter discard pile. Place one barricade token between Ominous Pyre and on the Great Bridge. Boom. And between Ominous Pyre and one barricade token between Ominous Pyre and Central Yonam. Boom. Two between Central Yonam, Promenade, and Center City. Okay. I believe that's done. Act 2A, the City of the Unseen. Past the gates you behold the city in all its terrible glory. Plumes of black smoke rise above the rooftops licked by red tongues of hot flame. Were you transported to this strange place as you slept, or has something happened to Oricum? The world burns around you, wolves are at your heels, and you fear and confusion are only companions as you press further on. You spy an overpass above the ramshackle hospital building. Perhaps you'll be able to find the best way to proceed from that vantage. Investigators may spend 2 clues to remove a barricade. Investigators at the city's center of pleasure may spend the requisite number of clues as group to advance, which is 6. Station project. Okay. So that was 2. You still have 1 action to do. God damn. I guess we'll investigate because we're pretty good now. Up 2. Do it. Hey, we got a clue. Okay. At the end of your turn, if you did not perform the above action, deal 1 damage, 1 horror to another investigator. Sorry, Patrice. And discard this. Okay, so upkeep. You get another scrying. You discard these 3. Oh, this thing's about to attack. The 5 fight, 5 evade. And I think both of my Grizzled are in here. No, only 1. Only 1. So, I have another one in the bottom 4 cards. I swear if it's the last card. And I have this. So, I mean, it's whatever. It's really fine. Okay, so, that's the upkeep. At the end of your turn, we're testing this. We're up 1. At the end of your turn. So these 3... I still have Patrice's violin in hand. So we're going to commit it, because why not? So we're up 3 to this. Squid. There's the other Grizzled. We succeed, though. Okay. So, Doom goes to 5 out of 8. And encounters. Lily gets Peril. Test 4 agility or thing. If you fail until the end of the round, take 1 damage each time you... I mean, that's fine. We're going to do the will test. Am I, or am I just going to ward of protection this? We're currently even. No, I don't want to ward because I want to flip my discipline over. We're down 1. We'll be down 1. 0, we failed. So we take a damage every time we investigate a parlay. That's annoying. You get the exact same thing. We are currently even. Even. Up 1, up 2. No, I need 3 cards in hand. Because I'm about to run out of the deck and I need 3 cards to discard. No. Because I'll draw those 3, run out, and I can just discard those 3, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. So we're currently even. Up 1, up 2. That should be fine. It was fine. Okay, our phase. Fun. So, you can't really do anything. Unless I play Arcane Initiate and let you take the damage. Nah, I don't really want to do that. Who goes first? I guess Lily will go first and just start exploring a bit. First action, she's going to move up into the moonlit backstreet. Say what you will about Arkham City or boroughs, you're certain that even the worst of them aren't half as filthy as this grimy alleyway. Force, if you successfully investigate this by 2 or more, put 1 doom on the agenda. Annoying. Second action. Let's put a scrying down. And third action. We're going to scry the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3. Hunter swarming X. 1. X equals the number of blood crazed hunting. That's fine. Spawn location of the bonus beast enemies. X is the number of beasts at this location. That's fine. And this elderly huntsman spawn connecting location. Elderly hunter cannot be moved from the spawn. If it's ready and an investigator ends their turn in the connecting location, elderly huntsman deals 1 damage to them. That's okay if we just forget about this place. Yeah. I mean, these 2 aren't too bad either, just because we have this Saw Cleaver, and they're both gonna... Oh, wait, this... There is gonna be no beast in play, so this just spawns wherever. Mammoth Hunter. So both of these are whatever. Okay. We'll put you like that. Okay, that is it. At the end of the round. Not the turn, the round. Okay. So now it is Patrice's turn. Patrice is going to... Okay, we're going to move up for 1. Bada bing. Second action, we are going to read the signs. We can add or thing to our book. So we're 6-2, and we can ignore that trigger. So we don't add a doom. Booyah. -2. We get both the clues. Very good. And last action. We're not drawing. We're gaining a resource. Okay. Upkeep. You get another Arcane Initiate. You discard this. Do that. We would have discarded this, this, and this to prevent the damage from Watcher from another dimension. Upgraded that. That's nice. 2 winging it in the discard pile. Let's go. Perfect. Okay, everything's coming up Millhouse now. That was the upkeep. And Doom goes to 6 out of 8. Encounters. I wonder what you're going to get. Hunter swarming 1. So this is that. Access equal to number of blood crazed hunting hound to this location. So it's a 2, 1, 3 twice. And you get spawn at connecting location. That's fine because we're going to move up. So who cares? Okay, so we're going to let Lily go first. Lily is going to... That's 4. Now you're flipped. That's 4. 5-2. We're up 3. That's fine. The +1 will still take care of both of them. Okay. It's dead. Does this go to the top of my deck or the bottom of the deck? I forget. Swarming. They didn't add that rule. Fine, let's check Arkham DB real quick. Son of a... But I think it's the bottom. Place it on the bottom of its owner's deck. Okay. Okay. Put you here. That was one action. Second action, we're going to move up into Central Yharnam Promenade. You breathe melancholy in the air. It enters you through all your pores. There is nothing more lugubrious than the appearance of this city in the foggy day or in the rain and dark. It makes you feel profound despair and disgust for everything. Force, you get -1 agility and will test made on treachery cards at this location. If you draw an insight token during a test on a treachery card at this location, that test automatically succeeds. 3 shadow, 4 clues. Where do we need to be? City Central Plaza, so over here. We need 4 clues to get to there. We have 3. And one more action. We could just investigate again. That seems fine. We could also heal. That's also not something I'm completely opposed to. I mean, yeah, why not? We'll take a direct horror to heal 3 damage. Boom. So now it is Patrice's turn. Patrice is going to move up for 1, so we don't have to do this thing. Second action. Actually, no. Second action, 1, 2. We're playing the upgraded flashlight. And then last action, we're going to winging it from the discard pile. Location gets -1 shroud. Then we're going to use a charge from the flashlight, upgrade flashlight, to give it an additional -2 difficulty. So now we're 2-0. Let's do it. After this test ends, you may shuffle all but 1 card from your discard. I mean, I guess winging it. This will go in, this will go in, this will go in. After the test ends, we wouldn't be able to play it anyway, so yeah. That goes in. We get 2 clues because we're so cool with the winging it. And that is it. Upkeep. You get, let me handle this, very nice. You get deny existence and property barrier, another idle, and some resources, which would be hopefully good because we are running very low. And Doom goes to 7 of 8. Encounters, Lily gets. Oh, spawn location with the most beasts. You're not a beast. So since every place has the most beasts, we can just put you... We're going to put you here. No, it doesn't have the thing. Wait, this is barricaded too. So it will attempt to get through here. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to put you there. Booyah. You get... Revelation, attach this location. After you end your turn at this location or a connecting location, take a damage. Yeah. Test 3 agility to discard this. Do we have any agility icons? We're going to let me handle this. Yoink. And then we're going to water protection this. We are not flipping this, but that's fine. I do not... We're probably going to sit here for a second. But yeah. Okay, or phase. Let's go. We're going to let Patrice go first. We have the winging it flashlight combo, so yeah. Test is 0. -2, we still succeed. Get both the clues. This gets shuffled back in. We have enough clues to advance, which is nice. Second action, Voice of Ra, gain a resource. Then reveal symbols. Each symbol reveal tokens. Each symbol reveal gains 2 additional resources. So 1, 2, 3. We gain 4 more resources. Very nice. And last action. You never draw. We'll just gain a money. There are no clues here, right? Or we can move. I mean, we probably need some more victory points. I mean, that's probably fine. 1, 2 to remove. Or we could remove this barricade and make it a little bit faster for him to come. But then we'll need more clues. We'll go this way. That. And last action, we're going to move into the Ominous Pyre. A large crowd surrounds a gibbeted beast burning on a roaring bonfire. You take caution to stay out of sight before you try to get closer. At least you're downwind. If a blood-drunk enemy is drawn from the encounter deck during the Mythos phase, ignore its usual spawn conditions and spawn an Ominous Power. Ominous Pyre gets +1 trial for each blood-drunk enemy in play. Okay. That is you done. Next is short turn. We're going to move for 1. Second action. Why not? Arcane Initiate. Doesn't matter. We're advancing. And we'll look for a spell, because why not? We did get a spell. And last action, we're going to investigate with 6 Sense. We are up 2. No, we are up 1. Because our discipline is flipped. Do you have anything to commit? Yeah, up 1. No, up 2. Up 2 is fine. Hey, Elder Sign. Flip a thing back. Frick yeah. And... Yep, just get the... Is it just 1 clue? Yeah, just 1 clue. Okay. Upkeep, you get an overpower. You discard these two. Upkeep. A grizzled. Hey, we can get rid of this thing. Not that it probably really matters now. The other wing in it. Perfect. The violin. Ward of protection. We have 2 wards? We do have 2 wards. We are advancing the doom. So. A different sort of terrible sound greets you as you round the next corner. Instead of the ominous howling and screeching of the city's beasts, you are now subjected to the rowdy, maniacal whoopings of the city's blood-mad occupants. One of the huntsmen spies you and hollers for the rest of his companions confers upon the night. Die, you rat! The streets will run red tonight. Also, this thing should have tried to break through. It's Hunter, right? Yeah. Search the encounter deck and discard power for 2 blood-drunk enemies. Spawn 1 engage the lead investigator fed of its usual spawn conditions, and any others at the locations furthest from all investigators. There aren't any blood-drunks in here, huh? There are these. I could just... We'll see. One, two. So they're going to be put here. We can put this thing there. Who cares about you, right? Yeah, because it doesn't spawn in its normal location. Okay. And for this, Blood Drunk Swarming 1. 3, this would be 2. It doesn't really matter since they only have 1. The double fight is gonna... No, just a regular fight's gonna be more than enough to kill it. And I have a guts. None of these are worth a victory point. Let's get one of the bigger boys out the way then. Okay. Then... A night of curses. Well, my good hunter, the night is long and full of terrors. The night is long, the darkness thick. Don't say you weren't warned. Time is a cruel, cruel thing. Haven't you noticed? For the purposes of determining where a hunter enemies move during the enemy phase, beast enemies move as if blood hunters are investigators and vice versa. Forest, after the enemies move, step with enemies, each... Okay. So, encounters. Lily gets... I forgot to shuffle. Lily gets Swarming Rats. That's slightly annoying. You get test 3. If you fail, each blood drunk enemy in play resolve its hunter keyword. If no blood, we're gonna ward that. Okay, so Lily first. She is going to do... Okay, so we're at 4, 5 to 3, up 2. Up 4 with an overpower against the hunting party. Let's do it, one action. It is dead. Then second action, we're doing the same thing against this one, except this time we're base up 3, so who cares? It is also dead. And last action, we are going to investigate with 6 cents. Yep, we are currently up 2. Yes, because that flipped. 2. Got a clue. Hey. Okay, now Patrice's turn. First action. Okay, Grizzled has the traits of all the things. Of this, so it gets plus... It's a 5. It's an up 5. It has 5 wild icons to this. So we're up 2 to this evade if we try to evade it. That's probably fine. We're going to do it. Just get this thing out the thing. Up 2 to an evade. -2. Discarded. Second action. I don't really want to do this. I just want to wait for it to go into the discard pile. I don't really want to draw a card, neither. Do I just gain a money? I'm just going to gain a money. Okay, upkeep. Well, first enemy phase, he tears this thing down. Upkeep. Last chance. Shed the light. Another grizzled. Draw into the flame. And another weaken it. Perfect. Of course, now we can kite this thing around a little bit. So, and Lily gets her dragon pole. Nice, nice, nice. Although the Soul Cleaver is just pretty much just better than that right now. And Doom goes to 1 out of 6. Upkeep. No, or encounters. Lily gets another one of these rats. Patrice gets. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna fast action, get rid of this barricade. We're probably gonna go up there, try to get a victory point maybe. We're gonna fight this thing up like 3. Nice. Dead. You go there. Lily's going to move in here under the Great Bridge. The residential avenue below the Great Bridge is cluttered with vacant stage couches, though any horses that remain hitched to them are long deceased. The undisturbed crates that you spy among the court suggest that these carriages were hastily abandoned. Too short. Shroud. 4 clues. No victory point. When this is revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a creature enemy and spawn at this location. Force. If the investigator fails a skill test made against a swarming enemy, that investigator adds 1 additional swarm card to that enemy. So we're just going to get the one from the discard pile. That last action. Beat this thing up 3. He dead. Again. Okay, now Patrice's turn. She is going to wing it from the discard pile. So it's -1. Okay, just the one thing. Nice. You stay in. We get both the clues. And second action, move into here so we don't die. And last action. Do I draw into the flame this? I don't think I care enough since it doesn't have any things, and we do have 7 of the clues. Okay. Second action, third action. I guess we're just gonna gain money again. Okay, enemy phase. He's gonna hunt to us. Lily will take it. Take a damage. Upkeep. Lily gets another talisman. Patrice gets. Alright. Patrice gets another idol. Both the Sears catalogs. Oh, look what I found is nice. An exploit weakness. Okay. Doom goes to 2 out of 6. And encounters. Really gets... That's fine. There is no parlay action. Why is this in here? I guess it's for future scenarios. We're currently even to this test. Do I care enough to commit something to it? I commit this to be up. No, I don't even care. -3. So who cares? You get attach this to your location. You must either place 1 doom or spend 4 resources as a group. I mean, that's probably fine. Was the first one 4? I thought it was 4 clues. It's whatever. Okay, so we're going to let Lily go first. Again, we're just going to beat this thing with Soul Axe. Saw Cleaver. Up 3. -2. Dead. Second action, we will move into... do we just spend the 4 resources? We will. You're freaking loaded right now. Discorded. And enter City Center Plaza. You gaze up at the overpass that you've decided is your next destination. From your vantage below, you can make an undescended maintenance lander at the top of the wall. That probably would have been nice to have, wouldn't it? If you fail an agility test while here, resolve the hunter keyword and on an enemy at a connecting location. This enemy gains Pray You for the duration. Hospital courtyard is connected to the City Center Plaza. Oh no. Oh, no, indeed. Why did that have to be the case? Last action, we're going to move into here so we don't take 2 damage. It's annoying. Patrice, 3 actions. First action. 1, 2. Sears catalog. Second action. We're going to use the Sears catalog to pay for the other Sears catalog. Third action. I can go in because I have 2 things. It's going to be 1 and 1 though. I can't block both. 1 damage is probably fine. Yeah, we're going to move in. 1 damage is fine. So we're going to discard this for 1 damage, and then we take 1. For those 2. Then upkeep. Another enchanted blade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get... Okay. So the question is, do we kill these things or just try to advance? We have 3 more acts. This scenario is too damn long. Move in for 1. Attack, attack. But I'm not very good at attacking. I could double evade. Don't I have a barrier in here? No, I have this. This doesn't have a nail. You know what? Let's just advance. Get this shit out the way. 6 clues. The hell is this thing? Revelation. Put Viola Gascoigne into play at the City Center Plaza. Why are these things off the chart? Put both of the 2 set-aside copies of the Deserted Manor into play. These are not Deserted Manors. Those in here? Yes. Put both of the... connected to the Under the Great Bridge. Okay. Then search the encounter deck discard pile and play area for an elderly huntsman and spawn it at a copy of Deserted Manor of your choice. Proceed to act a Viola's Wish. If you have acquired bandages, you bind Viola wound. Return your campaign loan to Veshkir to stop Viola's bleeding, then place her in the victory display. We did not do that, did we? Okay, so you're here. Look at the size of this card. Anyway. Viola's Wish. The woman you stumbled upon is barely coherent. You want to get anything else out of her, you must find a way to stop her bleeding. Oh, let's further up. The deep cuts across her abdomen are too severe for any of your usual supplies to be of aid. Perhaps you have something else that can use. If not, maybe one of the homes nearby will have something to help. Investigators may spend 2 clues. If Viola Gascoigne is in the victory display, advance. So we'll put you here. Yeah. Actually, let's look. Is there one? I don't think there is one in here. But if there is, we're going to want him in play. Nope. Okay, put you here. And that was not an action. So we are going to 1, 2 into this Deserted Manor. Whatever your feelings might be about the practice of breaking and entering, you have decided that now really isn't the time to be precious about it. If you have no clues on this location, remember that you have acquired a tincture of ether. And this is here. And then we are going to evade using impromptu barrier. 1. Evade. The chosen enemy gets -1 evade for this evasion attempt, so it's a 0. Although, does it really matter? Because it's only going to do 2. And it's not connecting location. It's not its location, it's its current location. So yeah, who cares? 1, 2. Yeah, that's it. No, not that it, but we'll have played this before. 1 resource, 1, 2, 3. 4 more. Okay, that is it. Lily's turn. 1, 2. Do we go together or do we split up? We're gonna stay together for a bit. Yo. Lily. 3. And that is it. And enemy phase. This guy's going to take 2 shots at me. I'm just going to discard these 2. And then upkeep. This gets discarded. Okay, a Madame, couple of resourcefuls, and a scavenging. Lily gets... I'm going to have to discard something. Discard the scrying, who cares? Doom. 3 to 6. Encounters. Lily, Beast. Fine. Patrice. Test 3. If you fail, we're currently up 1. It could be up 3 with the violin. If you fail, as an additional cost, you must choose and discard a card from your hand. I mean, that's kinda whatever. We'll be up 1. Got it. Okay, so Lily's gonna go first. So there's been 2 actions to do the fight with the big damage to kill this thing in 1 hit. So that is 4, 5. We're up 2, up 3. And she'll commit resource. Will be up 4. Let's do it. 0. Dead. The test was successful, so she gets a card not called resourceful to her hand. We'll do a look what I found. Okay. And then Lily is going to beat up this old guy. That seems fine. We're up 1. We're up 2. We're up 3. He did too. Okay. That's that. Very good, Lily. Let's look for a spell. Why not? We do get a spell. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. Patrice's turn. We're going to investigate. We're currently down to. Do we have a wing in it in here? We do. Down 2. So now it's 3. Now we're down 1. Get rid of this. So we're up 1. That should be fine. Auto fail. But the skill test is 1. This counts as being failed at 0. So we did fail by 2 or less. So 1, 2. Look what I found. Discover that. That. And we get 2 clues. That was 1 action. Second action, we're going to play our Sears catalog. And put our flashlight into here. Third action. We're going to discard this to gain a resource. And third action, we're going to move out. We have also required a tincture of ether. Okay, so that's that. Upkeep. Lily gets a spectral razor. Patrice gets a whole bunch of stuff. Now look what I found. A premonition, deny existence, ward of protection, and read the signs. Very good. Doom goes to 4 to 6. Lily gets test 3. If you fail, place this. The sweet stench in your threat area. Get -2 value during evade actions. Who cares? We're up 1. I don't even care enough to commit something to this. Auto fail. Twice. Amazing. I mean, at least they're worthless skill tests, because we're not evading with Lily. Each humanoid enemy in play gets Prey You. That's kind of what we want. She's the main fighter. Patrice gets. What the hell? Hunter swarming 1. Okay. That's fine. Our turn. We're going to... Lily's going to move in for 1. Second action, she's going to fight with the Saw Cleaver. She's currently up 2 to this fight. Up 3. Up 3 should be fine. Up 3 is in fact fine. That's dead. And last action, we are going to move in to the other deserted manor. Okay. 2 shroud, 4 clues. This is where the bandages are. Okay. First action, Patrice moves in. Do I have a wing? I don't think I have a wing in it anymore, do I? Nah, it would be too much to ask for. We're currently even to this test. Oh, we have drawn to the flame. And a look what I found. It's fine then. 2. Drawn to the flame this. What's these effects? There are no clues. Bandages. Got it. Okay, so that's 6. Hey, inside. +1. Got it. We get that insight out the bag. Put it here. And second action, we'll investigate even. Hopefully we fail so we can get a look what I found. Wait, hold on. What was that? Because do I have an item in here? I have the upgraded flashlight. So I was 6 to 2. Up 1, 7 to 2. -3, 4 to 2. Yeah, so we could have scavenged up that super flashlight. And last action, we are going to play the super flashlight. It's just too good. We'd have tapped this, discarded this. No. Discarded this to gain the money. Then you go away. Flashlight's here. And we might as well play Premonition. Frick it. Next one is a -2. Okay. That is that. No enemies to worry about. Upkeep. You get an emergency cash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good enough. You get rid of these. Keep. Flashlight. There's a wing in it. Oh, would have been nice to have Patrice's violin just to discard this into that. Whatever. Doom goes to 5 to 6 and encounters. Lily gets. That's slightly annoying. Though not really with all the cards in my hand. We're currently up 1. Although we could test that to be even. And one of these to be up 2. Yeah, let's do that. We'll be up 2 with a dumb luck. Oh, wait. It was -2 because of premonition. Yeah. Perfect. We got it. So that's done. And you get. That's fine. Okay. So. So we can get the clues because we have like upgrade flashlight. Then move out, and then Lily can 1, 2 do with that in advance. That's probably fine. Okay, we're going to do that. Upgrade flashlight. That did not matter. Upgrade flashlight. That also did not matter. Last action move. We have bandages. Okay, and now Lily's turn. 1, 2. I'm going to take a damage from this. I don't care in the slightest. If you have acquired advantages, yes, victory in the display. Why does it? Oh, because it's an act card, yeah. If Viola Gascoigne is in the victory display, advance. Viola gasps in pain as you finish binding her wounds. She looks up at you with grateful eyes, but it's bittersweet gratitude. You both know she's lost too much blood. Thank you, she whispers, struggling to hang on to her final thread of clarity. South Church, go there if you can still remember it. Through the alleyway in the plaza. My husband will take care of you. You nod in recognition. Of course you remember South Church, not a stone's throw away from Ma's boarding house. You want to ask her what is going on, what else she remembers when no one else seems to, but fate is cruel, and there is no time left for either of you. Tell Michael I love him, she says despairingly, and she is gone. She's dead? We just stopped the bleed. Whatever. Put the set-aside Nary Alleyway and Summer Memorial locations into play. Oh, my lord. Oh, we have to go all the way back? Into play and place 2 barricades between Nary Alleyway and Summer Memorial. Place 1 barricade between Great Bridge and Narrow Alleyway. Wait, what? Oh, how about that? Okay. If it is Agenda 1 or 2, it is. There is an ear-splitting cry from the top of the massive bridge that spans the length of the city. And even from your position at the central plaza, you can see the hulking shape of the enormous, brutish thing that stands illuminated in the moonlight. It begins to move with a speed that its gargantuan frame should not be capable of, and you realize with horror that it is staring directly at you. Put the set aside atop the Great Bridge location into play. Oh my lord. And spawn the set aside Cleric Beast at that location. Oh well. Shouldn't you be flipped? Yeah, I should not know you have clues there. So this is Massive Hunter. It gets +4 health, so it's 8 health. Force at the beginning of the enemy phase. If Cleric Beast is ready, each investigator at its location must test 3 will, take a horror. Objective: if it's defeated by the investigators, or 2, if the cleric defeat is defeated by a blood drunk entity, or 3. Victory 2. With only 8 health? I kind of want to beat that thing. Is this elite? It is. Okay, anyway. Beast and the Crow. The sound of the beast's horrible shrieking as it bears down on you is ear-splitting. Fear threatens to paralyze you in your tracks, but a sharp voice shouts at you from the rooftops. Move before it can tighten its grip on you. Move, you fool, a woman's voice yells. Follow me if you've got any sense left. The figure is cast in shadow, and before you can make out much more than the shape of her tattered cloak, she dashes across the city center rooftops until she disappears behind chimney smoke. You have only a moment to decide a course of action before the massive creature arrives and makes your choice for you. Investigators spend 2 clues as a group to remove. If all investigators have resigned, advance. So, resign is here or kill this thing. Ooh. Victory 2, though. It has Hunter. I'm a coward, so we're going to get the heck out of Dodge and move back 1. We have enough clues to probably get the heck out of Dodge. So, enemy phase, he moves up. I mean, if we move this way, the cleric piece is going to go down and beat up the huntsman. Which is fine by me. And he's going to do 2 damage to that thing first. Okay. So that's that. Upkeep. You get a safeguard. Definitely going to keep... We'll get rid of the cash. And Patrice gets... draw the top card of your deck. Voice of Ra. I think I have a Voice of Ra in here. There it is. Removed from the game. That's very annoying for Patrice considering how fast she runs through a deck. Anyway, Doom goes to advance. If it's Act 4, so the beast's cry is terrible, piercing scream as it bears down upon you. A malformed mass of hair and claws and hate that hungers for your blood. Immediately resolve the beast hunter keyword if the cleric beast evades if any enemy in gate attacks them. Oof. That hurts. I guess we're fighting this thing. 1 will kill you. You will do this thing to 1, 2. Okay. We could probably kill it this round. A mere bad dream. Oh, but I have nothing more to tell. I only show the way, and the way has been shown. Now it's in your hands. For the purposes, same thing. 5 down. So, encounters. Lily gets an enemy. That's annoying. You get... That's fine. Okay. Let's kill this thing, shall we? We're currently... we're going to Spectral Razor this thing. So that's 4, 8 to 4, up 4. This will deal 2 damage. That should be fine. 2 damage. Let's see. If we do this thing, it's +1 twice. Yeah, but can I get at least a +2? That'll be that one +2 and that one +2. That should be fine. Although, if that's +2 damage, so that's 3. It would be at 5 out of 8. And then this thing does 3. Okay, so yeah. We're going to do the double exhaust. We're going to commit a last gambit. That's +4. So it's another 8 to 4 again. Oh, close. So that's a 5. And then we are going to play... We're going to do an evasion with this. That's a -2 test. So the test is 0. Before revealing a chaos token on an attack or evasion... the test is automatically successful. If it's elite, automatically evade it and deal 3 damage to it instead. That is 8 damage. It is dead. Victory 2. Okay, and so I was hoping to get more clues this way, but hey, I'll take a victory 2. So, resolution 2. Steam rises from the gargantuan's beast wounds as it collapses in front of you, and it lets out a final ear-splitting scream before its limbs grow slack with death. You become acutely aware of your breath's quickness and shaking hands as the adrenaline begins to exit your body. "I'll be," says the voice from above, and you see the figure from the rooftops peering down at you through her beaked mask. "You really killed the bastard, didn't you? Don't you ever listen to your elders?" She drops down beside you, landing on the cobblestones with effortless grace. "Well done. Didn't think you had it in you." You begin to ask the woman who she is and what this place is, but she holds up a gloved hand. "Let's walk and talk. I don't have to tell you that this isn't a safe here. That it isn't safe here, blah. There's a few of us holed up in an old chapel up north, and you're welcome to get your bearings there." She turns and motions for you to follow her as she slips down an alleyway. Not that I imagine that you'll have much trouble figuring out which way to head next. You follow after the woman, which proves to be easier said than done, but keeping to the shadow allows you to reach your destination no worse for wear. Tall and imposing, the gloomy church you arrive at looks about as welcoming as a witch's attic and is made no more approachable by the massive bonfires surrounding its iron fences. "The Yornos called this Odin Chapel," the woman says wearily as she stands at your side, "but I saw it change from South Church to this ghoulish thing with my own 2 eyes. That one, too." She points you for chin at the skyline, and you follow her gaze toward the large cathedral in the distance. You found it horror not to notice the building as you've traveled through Yornum streets with its enormous clock face and domineering Gothic architecture. Your guess is that its relative location would put it somewhere in French Hill, though the continued idea that this baffling place could be Arkham remains absurd. They call this entire part of town Cathedral Ward, and its churches as far as you can see. It's all a bit too chaste for my taste, personally. The woman begins to stride ahead of you before you begin your long list of questions about the night's mystifying events. "Let's get you inside. We can give you your fill of explanation then. In your campaign log, record the masked hunter guiding the investigators to safety." In your campaign log, record the investigators defeated the cleric bees. Hell yeah, we did. Oh, Lord. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X, which is 7. The mod has that scripted now. Not bad. I would have liked at least 8, but whatever. Proceed to Odin Chapter 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. How long does it go on? I've been doing this for like 2 hours now. The masked woman pushes through a series of makeshift barriers against the church's main entrance and opens its wooden doors for you. Once inside, you're immediately struck by the pungent smell of burning incense and the strangeness of the state of the church's interior. Like most people in Oricum, you're familiar with South Church, as the number of your city's funerals forces its churches to keep a busy calendar. While the building's interior marks it as a distinctly different entity than South Church, you begin to notice small details suggesting that Odin Chapel may not be all it seems. Patches of masonry on the building's wall warp inexplicably from red brick to gray stone. The haunting statues of shrouded weeping figures that line the church's sanctuary are unfamiliar and eerie, but are posed in positions reminiscent of South Church's statues of St. Francis and St. Anne. The effect gives the chapel a sense of unsettling familiarity you don't particularly care for. A tall, broad-shouldered man makes his way towards you from the other end of the chapel nave, and a radiant smile grows on his face as he counts the numbers of your group. "Thank God! I knew you couldn't have meant it when you said we weren't taking more people." Your guide removes her mask, revealing the scowling face of a woman approaching her senior years. "I meant it and still mean it, Alfred. I'm not bringing in stragglers out of the goodness of my heart like some of us would like to," she spits. "These people remember Arkham the way it was, and that means we can put them to work." The woman stalks off toward the rear of the chapel without allowing the man a second word. The man named Alfred smiles at you. "I see you've met Aline," he says apologetically. "Don't be cross with her, please. We're all under the strain, and she's truly lovely once you get to know her." Alfred clears his throat before he continues on. "Let me be the one to welcome you to Odin Chapel, our makeshift home through this long night. Aline mentioned that you remember Arkham. Is that true?" You explain the odd series of events that brought you to this place, starting with the restless night you fell ill with the sleeping sickness, to your stay at St. Mary's Hospital and then receiving Dr. Stallone's mysterious treatment. Alfred's expression remains gentle as your story illustrates your journey to the hunter's dream, your arrival in the damp, cold clinic, and how all this feels like it couldn't be real. Oh, I see. You've certainly been through a lot, Alfred says plainly and generously. If he thinks you've lost your mind, he's doing his best to keep that to himself. Well then, shall I show you around while we wait for Aline to come back? Odin Chapel 2. Gather each of the ally cards from the fellow hunter set. As you read the rest of the entry and each member of the Odin Chapel survivors is introduced, find the ally that matches their name and equate yourself with that card. No. Nothing's in there. That's a bit of an oversight for the mod. Like, where are the cards? Okay. We're just not going to look at the cards. They're probably in the campaign, and they'll be there when we need them. One at a time. So, it will be a surprise when we see them. So, Alfred Wheeler introduces himself as a former senior student of Miskatonic University's Elder Faith Seminary program. In the face of the city's change, he cracks a joke that all his religious studies seem a bit like time wasted, but the weariness around his eyes reveals the truth hidden behind his good humor. Now that his student days seem like a distant dream, Alfred simply says he does what he can to help Aline care for the desperate people who run afoul of the city's tradition of nightly hunts. Violent purges meant to rid the city of beasts. People infected by debilitating plague that transforms them into monsters. There's so much text. And it doesn't stop. In her absence, Alfred explains that the masked woman that guided you here is named Aline McRoe. Alfred explains that in her old life, Aline was an accomplished freighter who delivered goods to businesses up and down the eastern seaboard. Her presence in Orcam during its change was entirely by chance, but he thinks she's been in Yornam longer than any of the survivors cloistered in the chapel. You ask Alfred what he means by that, and he shrugs. I'm afraid I've only just begun to get a handle on it, and I've been here for months, he apologizes. Aline or Miss Mistelwick will be able to explain better than I can. Alfred mentions again that her surly demeanor isn't her fault. Aline is the one who makes hard decisions for the group, though he doesn't leave room to explain what that means either. Alfred points out a window in the direction of Dejura Masilik, whom you can currently only see as a small figure perched on one of Odin's chapel rooftop spires. Alfred explains that Dejura keeps to himself and prefers to take lookout duty, but that he is the only other person he knows that has been in Yornam as long as Aline. I don't know much about him from before, says Alfred, but he's responsible for the incense you're smelling and the fires out front. Beast repellent, it turns out. How he managed that discovery, I can't possibly tell you. Sergeant Walter Garnett introduces himself before Alfred can do it for him. He's a slim, elegant man in uniform that approaches you and takes your hand in a firm handshake. Good to see some new faces, he says drolly. I can't wait to hear your story. You're already somewhat familiar with his history, as luck would have it. The story of the Garnett family's move from Georgia to Massachusetts after the end of the Civil War is common Arkham gossip, as is the knowledge that their status in Arkham's high society was bought with Confederate money. You ask if you should refer to him by his rank, and he scoffs. That's a desk job. Purses because it's in fashion to have his son on the police force, and quite irrelevant considering the circumstances. Several of the church's pews have been converted into a makeshift hospital, and Alfred has to repeat himself several times before Dr. Cicely Joseph looks up from her work. Oh, hello, Alfred. I see you've taken on more people. Never mind our diminishing supplies. Pardon me, she says curtly as she rummages through her medical bag. I have no time to chat. She walks past you and begins to tend to her patients, a pair of young girls in nun's habits. Alfred explains that Cicely's experience as a pediatric surgeon at St. Mary's Hospital has been a blessing for their small group, in the same apologetic tone he used to excuse Aline's earlier behavior. Alfred moves to a room in the chapel's connected rectory where you find a bespectacled man sitting at a bare dining table. Yamaro Esso, says Alfred, and the man named Yamaro politely nods at you. Alfred explains that communication with Yamaro has been difficult due to the lack of a shared language. The survivors have learned that Yamaru is some kind of writer and has been visiting the United States at the time of Arkham's change to have his work translated in English. In any event, Alfred says that Yamaru is a good sort and that everyone's effort to communicate with him have done much to foster a better sense of cooperation. These 6 characters will be your closest allies for the remainder of the campaign. Each investigator may add one of these allies to their deck. Where are they? Events in the story may alter the destinies of these 6 characters. If a fellow hunter is killed or driven insane through story actions, remove them from the game and return them to the collection. If that ally was in an investigator's deck, then an investigator may add a replacement from any remaining hunters to their deck between scenarios, if any remain. Like, where are the freaking people? They better be in, like, the box for scenario 2. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Odin Chapel 3. Alfred takes the time to introduce you to several more of the chapel's current residents as you both wait for Aline to return, though much of the information the talkative young man gives is a blur. The old woman mumbling to herself by the confessional is Magda, a Yorno someone, Alfred explains, who has no memories of Arkham's and believes they've lived in Yornum all their life. Ariana, a fashionable woman currently tasked with keeping Nanny Magda company, is not a Yorno, though Alfred tries not to look too scandalized as he bashfully describes her as a modern businesswoman. He makes sure to let you know that he prefers to keep his distance. A bulldog of a man that Alfred introduces as Mr. Henley places himself squarely in your path. More mouths to eat up all our food, Fred. He scowls in your face close enough for you to feel his breath. We don't need more of you lot taking up our space, you know. You'd best pack up your things and go if you know what's good for you. Alfred gently but firmly separates him from you and reassures him that everything will be fine, but the man continues to lob insults in your direction as Alfred escorts you away. You're going to get us all killed, Fred. Alfred sighs once you are removed from the man's earshot. He explains that much of the tense atmosphere is his fault. He recently found the 2 girls you briefly watched Dr. Joseph tend to while they attempted to survive a night of the hunt on their own and deliver them to safety at the chapel, despite their dwindling surprise. He shrugs helplessly. But really, what else could I have done? I'm sure it was the right thing to do. He explains that the 2 girls are named Adela and Amelia and are refugee blood saints from the Healing Church. He stops to explain once he sees the confused look on your face. The city we find ourselves in, Yornum, is controlled by a religious organization called the Blood Healing Church. The people here live under the impression that blood provided by the church has some miraculous healing properties. They say that it can cure any illness and taste sweeter than any wine. Everyone here lives and dies for a chance at it, he says, disgusted. Those 2 girls are called blood saints. The church spirits away young men and women and makes them drink so much of their healing blood that they begin to produce it themselves. I imagine they got tired of being bled for the church's pleasure and made their escape. Poor Amelia was in terrible shape when I found her, and the doctor is doing all she can to keep her afloat. You ask if that completes the long introductions, and a voice behind you answers for you. You turn to see Aline return, her mask back in place. Looks like Fred's introduced you to all of us, save for Father Michael and his wife Viola, she says, stepping into the conversation. You recognize the name and recall the craggy face and tall frame of South Church's presiding minister. The Reverends helped to keep us together once South Church changed. We'd be dust without him, I imagine. Tonight's Father Michael's night to safeguard the area against any beasts or huntsmen who ventured too close to the chapel, and I was out looking for him. Found you lot instead. Check the campaign log. If the investigators have eased Gilbert's pain, we did not. If the investigators have stopped, we did stop Viola's bleeding, so Odin Chapel 5. Your blood turns to ice the moment you hear Aline mention Father Michael and his wife. In the chaotic series of events since you arrived in Central Yornum, you had almost forgotten the dying woman who first told you about the safe haven at Odin Chapel. Could she have been Father Michael's wife? You give Aline and Alfred the account of your encounter with the wounded woman, and Alfred's forehead creases with worry. No, it couldn't be, he says, retreating toward the rectory. Viola's supposed to be in her room, sleeping. Aline curses audibly as Alfred leaves. From bad to worse in an instant. What a mess, she mumbles. Bet you 20 that she went looking for him, just like I did, and these damn fools didn't even notice. And an additional skull token to the chaos bag for the remainder campaign. Proceed to 6. You hear the sound of heavy boots clamber down the stairs from the church's second-floor window, and a lanky man of an age with a lean appears from behind the chapel sanctuary. You imagine this must be Dejura, the distant figure on lookout duty that Alfred pointed out on the rooftop. Problem, he says in a thick Eastern European accent. We've got uninvited guests. We know, you daft old man. I brought them in myself, Aline huffs, and Dejura shakes his head. No, he says flatly. Outside. They're coming fast. Proceed to scenario 2. Fear the blood. Oh, my lord. Okay, that was that scenario. I'll see you next time. Night, take care.